Hello people, come back to follow that fixes. So it's the classic thing, isn't it, on a Mac, running out of storage space. So let me just show you some of the obvious stuff and some of the more obscure stuff that actually helped me find another 10 gigabytes worth of savings on my storage. So it's the obvious thing to do is to start with storage management. Just click on the search icon. There are a bunch of recommendations you get when you load up the app. It's worth just going through all of those, but that's something that I do regularly and I'm still struggling to really get to grips with it. Now, again, on the obvious stuff, you go in, look for large files. You can see some massive files that might be in there. Equally, on your browsers, go in, delete browsing data that you may not want. Again, right, so if we go back into the storage, so a classic thing, I use iMovie a lot. I'm using this. iMovie can build up some massive files to go in there. You can delete that when you're done with it. Sometimes there's been gigabytes worth. You can go into documents, go into library, and this is where I found some really weird stuff. Application support, Microsoft. I don't have any Microsoft products. I'm on a Mac, and I'd loaded up Teams. Yeah, and that was it. It just dumped a bunch of storage on my device. Look at that, 548 meg. So I don't have Teams app installed. And the big one, Adobe, because I used Adobe Creative Services, their log files were huge. It was gigabytes worth of log files that I didn't need. The Belep PD app, I mean, wow. So that was pretty useful exercise in finding those. And so there's the classic thing of going into users, your username, library, caches. You'll find the big stuff, particularly if you use things like Spotify Music. And a great one for finding a really big one is Daisy Disk. There's a free version, or you can pay $10 for pretty much a lifetime license. And here's where I found 6 gigabytes worth in hidden. So it was an Android thing. So I'd use the Android SDK and some development work. And you can open up Finder, go Shift, Command, Dot, and then you show these hidden files. And there it is. There it is. .android. Deary me. So I went in there, was able to finally find that 6 gigabyte worth of a folder now that I'd revealed those hidden files, and there it is. It was just phone emulators, massive phone emulators for me. So going through this process, that then got me with all of this 18 gigabytes worth, and I don't have a lot of storage on this Mac. It's quite an old Mac, relatively old MacBook. But there we go, finally able to clear it out. So combination of those things, digging through, hopefully that will help you out. Tell others in the comments of your solutions.